something remarkable happened behind closed doors at Balmoral Castle, an intimate royal summit that may well define the future of the monarchy. It wasn't announced to the public, but what unfolded there, particularly from the Princess of Wales, was both powerful and quietly seismic. Catherine didn't just show up to this gathering of senior royals. She arrived with words from the late Queen Elizabeth II herself, words that have reshaped the power balance in Britain's royal family. The meeting, set in Queen Elizabeth's cherished Scottish retreat, began with Queen Consort Camilla quietly laying out her role in guiding the monarchy's evolution. She spoke with conviction, claiming that the Queen had entrusted her to redefine what it means to be consort in the modern age. For a moment, it seemed like this was going to be Camilla's show, but then Catherine, poised, composed, and unfailingly dignified, took out a letter, a personal one, from Queen Elizabeth II. She read it aloud. The Queen had written that Catherine was the future of the Queen Consort role, not just because she married well, but because she embodied grace, modernity, and strength. It is through your grace, dedication, and modern sensibilities, the Queen wrote, that the monarchy will thrive in the generations to come. And then came the line that stole the air from the room. Catherine looked at Camilla and said, "It was all a lie," calmly, firmly, without drama, but with enough gravity to sink the entire premise of Camilla's speech. The message was clear. Whatever Camilla thought had been promised to her, the late Queen saw Catherine as the monarchy's true anchor. The summit was centered on 5 major topics of discussion. First, the royals addressed tensions within the Commonwealth. King Charles expressed a strong desire to keep the Commonwealth united and robust, viewing it as a core element of his reign. He discussed leveraging William and Catherine's popularity to strengthen ties within member nations and confirmed plans to visit key Commonwealth realms such as Canada and Australia. Second, the growing threat of republicanism was acknowledged, both overseas and within the UK. Anti-monarchy protests had followed Charles throughout his first year on the throne, including during his coronation. The royal family discussed public dissent, particularly from the campaign group Republic, and how best to maintain the monarchy's public relevance. Third and fourth on the agenda were family matters involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and separately, Prince Andrew. While the Sussexes remained a concern, Prince Andrew was viewed as a more persistent issue, particularly given lingering scandals related to Jeffrey Epstein. Charles extended an olive branch by inviting Andrew to Balmoral, signaling a cautious attempt at reconciliation. Finally, the summit addressed the overwhelming workload now borne by the remaining senior royals. With Harry, Meghan, and Andrew no longer active, duties had intensified for Charles, Camilla, William, and Catherine. Discussions focused on the need to redistribute engagements and reconsider the viability of a slimmed-down monarchy, especially with older royals nearing retirement. It wasn't just Catherine making this point. Princess Anne, known for her blunt honesty, stood and backed her. Anne shared a private moment she had with the Queen, in which Her Majesty made it clear Catherine wasn't simply William's wife, she was the linchpin of the monarchy's future. Not Charles, not Camilla, Catherine. That revelation shook more than royal egos. It revealed that behind the scenes, the late Queen had been quietly preparing Catherine for far more than the public ever knew. Several letters were discovered, each one reinforcing the Queen's belief in her granddaughter-in-law's role as the steady hand guiding the monarchy forward. Camilla's face reportedly went from confident to pale. She gripped the sides of her chair. The smile faded. The contrast between public praise and private unraveling could not have been more obvious. While Camilla tried to maintain composure and later give a polite, carefully worded statement reaffirming her commitment to the crown, the damage was done. The Queen's words had echoed through the room, and they didn't favor her. It's no secret that Camilla's path into royal life was riddled with public skepticism. Her relationship with King Charles will forever be shadowed by its overlap with Princess Diana's heartbreak. Though Camilla has tried to rebuild her image, she's always carried the sense of being a controversial addition to the royal household. Catherine, on the other hand, has never needed to rehabilitate anything. She entered the firm with grace and has only grown in stature. Her public presence is modern but never flashy, confident but never arrogant. She doesn't posture, she acts. From mental health to early childhood development, the causes she supports are deeply tied to who she is. She doesn't chase headlines, but they find her anyway. This so-called rivalry between Camilla and Catherine isn't about title or protocol, it's about trust. Camilla is associated with the past, complicated, political, and difficult to fully embrace. Catherine represents the future, grounded, authentic, and quietly transformative. And make no mistake, the The Balmoral letters weren't just warm wishes, they were strategic. Queen Elizabeth was passing the torch, not to the current queen consort, but to the one she believed would truly carry the monarchy into the next generation. That kind of message, delivered after her death through handwritten letters, carries more weight than any public honor. So, before moving on to Kate's journey, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any royal drama. Catherine's entire journey proves she's ready. Her ability to balance royal life, motherhood, and public scrutiny is unmatched. Even through serious health challenges, such as her bouts with hyperemesis gravidarum during pregnancy, she showed resilience, returning to duty when others might have stepped away. She took these experiences and used them to raise awareness about maternal health, helping women who felt invisible finally feel seen. Privately, her illnesses led some within the family to question whether she could fully take on the role of queen consort. One insider even suggested Camilla had voiced quiet concerns about Catherine's strength and stamina. If that's true, it only adds to the sting of the Queen's letters. Catherine didn't just return to duty, she came back stronger, clearer about her mission, and more determined than ever. Through it all, her bond with William deepened. They're not just a royal couple, they're a team. Their dynamic stands in stark contrast to some of the fractured relationships elsewhere in the family. With every appearance, Catherine proves that her marriage isn't her only qualification. Her strength, empathy, and unshakable presence are qualifications in their own right. And then there's her connection with Queen Elizabeth II, which ran far deeper than tiaras and titles. From the early days, the Queen saw in Catherine a rare quality, someone who could uphold tradition without being trapped by it. She lent her the iconic sapphire tiara not just for elegance, but as a symbol of passing on responsibility. She took her on solo engagements, something rarely done for newcomers. She mentored her quietly, guiding her without fanfare, and in the end, she left her letters. Private, powerful, prescient. These letters have now changed the royal conversation. The question is no longer, when will Catherine become queen? It's, how long has she already been leading in every way that matters? Meanwhile, Camilla's discomfort is understandable. She spent years trying to win favor, only to find that the Queen's confidence rested elsewhere. For a woman who's long fought to reshape her image, this summit must have felt like a sharp reminder that legacy is built on trust, not titles. As for the monarchy itself, it's clearly standing at a crossroads. Catherine's vision of service isn't ceremonial. She's making the royal family more accessible, more modern, and more human. Through digital platforms, community visits, and real conversations about mental health and family, she's doing what no PR strategy can fake, building real connection. So, while others may try to rewrite their roles or control the narrative, Catherine simply continues being exactly who she is. And it turns out, that's enough. More than enough, in fact. The Balmoral revelations did more than shake palace walls. They affirmed what much of the public already felt in their gut, that the future of the monarchy rests not in pomp or protocol, but in the quiet, determined hands of a woman who never asked for a crown, but has always been ready to wear one. Let us know in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a royal drama like this. See you in the next video.